Hey guys. Okay, we are
Hello.
live now.
We are here.
Hey witches.
I am back.
Yeah. Girl, I'm so glad
Woo!
you're back too. Like I love doing these live streams, but it don't feel the same,
Yeah.
Like I love doing them regardless, but they just don't feel like Wild
Yeah.
Moon Witch Ways.
It,
It's in the name.
yeah.
Wild Moon Witch
Hmm.
Ways. Like it's supposed to be this way.
Yes.
Hi, Ricky. Ricky.
I can't do that.
And
Nope, I can't do that.
neither can Pagan Male. He can't do it either.
Really?
And me and the kiddo, he can,
Yeah.
but the hubs
My
can't.
can do it, but I can't. I
I don't
sound like an idiot when I do it. Oh, I can roll my tongue but I can't
I
do
don't I don't know how to tell you to do it like Ricky says hello ladies and she can't roll her R's either.
Yay, I'm not the only one.
Hey girl, Tasha
Maybe
said I finally caught you live. Yes, you
Hey.
did.
Maybe it's because my tongue's too freaking big.
Do what?
Maybe it's because my tongue's too freaking big. Like,
Mine is long.
yeah, mine's long and
I can't
fat.
touch my nose though.
You can't?
Can you?
Me neither.
Oh,
No.
I was supposed to say, girl.
Mm-mm.
I
Yeah,
can't.
I can't either. The tongue ring gets in the way too, though, when I try to touch my nose.
Oh yeah, your
It
tongue
gets in the
ring.
way.
I
Yep.
don't have one. I don't
I've
have
had this.
any piercings. True story. No piercings.
I've had it since I was 18, and I'm 33.
Oh, right on.
I don't want to get rid of it. I like it.
I do it.
I like it. It looks cute, so I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, Shamara. Shamara says,
Hey,
"Hey, ladies, do you have comments on or no comments?"
I can't watch them today.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what they say. So, can y'all
Yeah,
hear me? Can y'all hear Nightshade? Let us know if y'all can hear us. She says, "Hey, ladies, so great to see you both, and it is so good to see you." And let me tell y'all before we jump into this topic, let me tell y'all real quick. So, whoever has my personal email address, make sure you send it to the Wild Witch one because somebody got into my email. Somebody hacked into my email, and somebody
Oh no.
also hacked in, like, got in our checking account too.
Oh,
Mhm.
ew, what the fuck?
Yep.
Hmm.
And that was like spending. They were getting tickets to like some amusement park in Germany. Girl, they were making purchase after
What?
purchase after purchase after purchase. Yeah, before we got them. So that happened. And then, I was telling you, my computer, Mercury retrograde, has been tearing my computer up. Then I dropped my phone in the sink when I was washing dishes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I've always wondered if rice really does work, and it does work.
It
It,
takes a while.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it got it all out because I was getting down too. Like I was dancing while I was washing dishes. I was getting down, and I got too excited and I bumped the sink, and I
Oh.
had my phone on top, like on the top of my altar above my sink, and it, like just like flipped it over and it went right in the sink.
Oh.
And then when you like something happens and you don't expect it and you don't know what to do and you're just like,
Yeah, you just stand there
yeah, and look,
and stare.
I was like back and
That
forth.
is so big. I do that all the time. Like something will happen and I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too.
Like fuck, I don't even know what to do.
Ricky said maybe you should try to go to sleep.
Mm.
Sleep, nah.
Yeah, my insomnia's been a lot worse lately.
It's probably all this that's going on, like that gateway that opened on 11/11.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got, Mercury retrograde is going on. And then like
Right.
there is so much that's going on right now. There is so much going on.
Mm.
And so I think that all of this energy, all of this different energy, this gateway, just this time of year too, like it affects, I think it's affecting a lot of
Yeah.
people's sleep right now.
I mean, my sleep is always jacked up, but it's been worse.
Tasha said, yes, it is. So it's bothering you too?
It doesn't help that I was staying up reading too.
Reading? What you
Yeah.
reading?
I was reading A Perfect Union of Contrary Things.
Right on.
It was good.
Is it?
I liked it. It's it's Maynard James Keenan. It's his autobiography.
Oh, that's
It was
cool.
good. I liked it.
Ricky says that she's not been able to sleep for 3 days either. So, yeah, I think it's this just energy, shift that's going on. So, y'all want to talk about spell work? I love creating spells.
Me too. It's so like fun, and it's empowering. It's powerful. It's creative. It's artistic. Like, I love it.
Shamara said, sleep. What's that?
Right? That's what we're saying.
I know. I've been crazy busy too. Like, I have been so crazy.
Same.
Says she's been so late. Huh?
I had work every night this week. I worked except for Thursday.
Yeah,
and then next week probably next week's not the same. I'm off Monday I'm off tomorrow, but I'm off Monday and then I'm off Thursday. But the week of Thanksgiving, I'm working like every day. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's how the hubs. He always has to work crazy hours. It's normally like we normally can't go home or anything because he is from November or really October, the end of October up until like the end of January.
Yeah. They get extended hours.
Huh? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do, and they open early and stay.
We open earlier and gotta love retail.
Let's see. All right. Tasha says that, yes, ma'am, it is. I've had swollen lymph nodes in my throat. So me doing a release the other day may have had something to do with it. Yes. Anytime you do like healing work, when you are healing yourself, and especially any time of healing work this time of year, because of the planets, how they are aligned at this time, you do, you go through your shadow work period. And so anytime you're working on yourself, you are like releasing anything toxic or stagnation within your life, then you will go through that period. I remember when I first started, I swear I was sick for like 8 weeks. Just, when I was working on myself, I was sick for like 8 weeks. Just anytime I do, any kind of healing work like that. Has that ever happened to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where I get really tired and I crash, I'm sick and I've gotten
like when I started working with plants and would use those to do healing, like on the physical, but emotional, mental, energetically too, like on all the different planes, it would always. But Tasha, yeah, you can I will talk to you. I'll give you a thing that you can do to help with your lymph nodes, like it's like a lymph stagnation release that I'll do. I'll send to you, and drink some of those cleavers too if you have any left. That cleavers is great. Calendula is another one that's real good for lymphatic stagnation, congestion. And you can do like this rub where you take your fingers and do like this and go down like sideways and go down like towards your heart, and it'll help it to start moving.
Mm-hmm. Then you can bring.
Let's see. I know.
Your armpits.
And like in on your legs. Yep. Mm-hmm. And your arms.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know
think of it
going on, but the sound and everything's all pixelated. I don't know if everyone's hearing you like that, but I'm hearing you like that.
Is it? See, that's what I'm talking about. This is why I couldn't do a live stream last week, because my computer is so jacked up, and I have got a computer, like a desktop, a laptop, a tablet, and none of my stuff would work. None of my stuff. Hold on. Is it still doing it?
Mm-hmm. It's hard. Like, I'm piecing together what you're saying to understand you, but yeah.
Is it doing that, y'all? Are y'all hearing me like Nightshade is? And Sherry Bug, hey love, I hope that you can hear me.
Hey.
Well, shit.
Now you're wrecking the place.
Now I'm breaking stuff. Okay, so am I still janky?
A little bit, but it's better.
Do you think I should like end it and start another one?
I don't know. It's up to you. I feel like we were fine at first. Like, what the hell happened?
I don't know. Hey, can you? Oh, okay. Ricky said the sound is okay on her end. She said, I'm clear, but you are cracking up.
She said what?
She says, I'm good, but you're cracking up.
Oh.
So it's like, it's opposite. Like you're hearing me crack up and she's hearing you crack up. Well, son of a bitch. So Shamara, y'all let me know if y'all can't hear us, like if it's all janky, you know, if we get all janky. But Shamara, have you ever tried making a sleep pillow or like a little mojo bag you can stick under your pillow, like for insomnia, for sleeping? You can put some herbs and crystals and stuff in it. Anyway, let me know. But look, so we want to talk about spell work, like, you know, we was talking about earlier, like doing spells. So for this video though, I think we won't focus on books, you know, and it's not that I have anything against using books for spell work. I don't have a problem with that at all. But anybody can pick up a book. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can pick up a book and use it for a spell. So I thought it would be cool for us to go over like creating your own spell. So from scratch, you know, from beginning to end. Or if you do use, you know, just say you use a spell from YouTube, or say you use it from a book, you know, or from a friend, but maybe you use that incantation and, you know, switch it up, or maybe you switch out those ingredients to make it your own, you know, so that energy of those ingredients or that incantation resonates with you. So I thought that would be cool, you know, to go over that kind of stuff, because like for me personally, whenever I can create a spell from scratch, like from beginning all the way to end, then I feel like that spell like actually starts when my pen first touches paper. You know what I'm saying? Like it has my energetic signature from get-go. So it already, like as soon as my pen touches that paper, it's already like, what's the, hey universe, you know, like I'm one of those kids in school, like raising my hand, you know, hey universe, you know, this, what's up, it's your girl here, hello, you know, right. So I feel like it just, and like whenever you create your own, or you take a spell and then turn it, you know, into what resonates with you, I feel like you connect with that on a deeper level. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if you use a spell from a book that like you really feeling it, you really feel that spell, you feel those ingredients, like that's what you would use anyway, you feel those words, you know, then use it, that's fine. But this is what I do, and you do the same thing. I mean, you create your own spells as well. Or, you know, or switch up or whatever.
I've switched up and then Ricky I created completely from scratch.
Ricky says, yes, always change it to fit your needs. Yes, I agree. I agree with that, because I mean, it just, I don't know. There's just something about the process of creating, you know, a spell too.
Yeah.
like creating it from
It's so
scratch yourself. Huh?
artistic, witchy. It's just, I don't know. It's your own. It's,
Mm-hmm. Now, whenever you create,
Kitty.
huh? Did I cut you off?
Cat. No, the
Oh.
cat's like being a weirdo.
Padfoot, what's up, homie?
He's he's trying to let Bill has this basket of like his warm stuff that he uses for work, and the cat's like trying to lay in it. And I have balled up newspaper right now, just sitting on top of it. I have to put my chat back on the shelf it's still in my truck from Halloween. But so he's trying to like walk in circles and like lay in there, and he's being a pain in the ass. Can you stop it? You're being a weirdo. Here.
I'm surprised he didn't show me his brown round all up in the camera like he normally does.
Yeah. Well, it's because there's only a little stool in front of the camera, and I have the cord with the light button on it, and then my water bottle. But he's like balling up in the bag.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Look, Shamara says that she's tweaked existing spells, but she has yet to create a spell from scratch. And that's okay. Too, you've not been practicing, that long. And see, even when I first started, I created spells, but I think the reason I was so drawn to create spells right from the get-go was because as a kid, and I mean, even all through, even up to my adult years, I've loved to write poetry and write stories and write my feelings because, I had trouble like expressing my feelings. I would rather use my fist, like if I had to talk, so I could write my feelings and stuff on paper rather than using my fist because I had anger issues and I didn't know how to control myself, so I don't know. It's a huge part of, my practice, like I have this long process that I do, I mean, it's not like it takes me days and days and days to do it, but it is a process, that I do whenever I start writing, my spell. So that's what I was going to ask you next. Like, hold on. Okay. What do you like to, I mean, is there a process that you go through? Is there something that you like to do when you are going to create a new spell, or um, maybe it's so like I will use some of my spells over and over and over. Once I know that like they're good, they work, I'll use them over and over and over. So, but if you're creating a brand new, spell, is there a certain process that you do for your spell, or does it change up? You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense?
Yeah, I know
Okay.
what you mean. It depends. There's a lot that I'll keep the same once I know they're good, and then there's other
Mm-hmm.
ones that I'll tweak every single time I do it. A lot of times with my recipes for different things, like different blends or whatever. If you're making protection blends or some kind of herbal like blend to dress candles with, like I'll tweak it every time I go, just because it needs something different every time. It's not
Mm-hmm.
always the same considering whatever you're doing it for. So it's the
Right.
same with my spell work. Like I'll keep certain ones stay the way they are, and then other ones I just change every time.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you so when you're doing your process, like when you decide, okay, you know what, let's just say you need to do a money spell. So
Right.
you're just going to be like, okay, I'm going to do a money spell. So, and I'm going to plan it. Do you write your stuff out first? Because see, that's how I am. Like, I'm weird like that. I have to write everything out. I'm so freaking OCD with stuff like this. So I have to, all right. So the first thing I do is I write down like what I want to manifest, what I'm trying to manipulate, what I'm trying to change, what it is that I need, or, what it is I want. So I write that down.
Same.
Hold on. Let's see. I need to talk to you because I want to make sure everything's good. Oh, Tasha says she talks to me because she wants to make sure everything is good. Every time it's been on point, just like that firewall protection. Mm-mm. Now, Ricky says, I play it around in my head first. Once I get it so it sounds right, then I put it to paper. That's cool, Ricky. See, I wish that I could do that, like play around in my head first. But let me tell you, I've got so many things going around in this head all the time. Part of like, so you brainstorm in your head. For me, I have to brainstorm like on paper, and then and go through, and then I'll like change it to my book of shadows whenever I have it all down, just so. But that's the first thing I do is what I want to manifest, like that's my first step,
Mm-hmm.
what I write down.
Yeah,
Then the next
purpose
thing
and
that I write down
everything. Yeah.
is do what?
I said, yeah, the purpose. You write down what you want to manifest, the purpose of your spell, and all that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I will like do first. Then I normally will do what kind of spell I want. Like what kind of spell, like even though it's a money spell, like what kind of money spell is going to fit this particular need. Like should I make a mojo bag, or
Right.
should I do a candle spell, or should I do
Mm-hmm.
court magic or this or that. I'll like write that down because gotta have my stuff in order. Lord knows. Okay, so then I work with the moon phases. I don't know if y'all work with moon phases. Now I know you work with moon phases, on some of your stuff. Like if it's waxing, or waning or full or
Yep.
new. Y'all let me know if y'all work with the moon phases, or if that doesn't matter to y'all. So like we're saying, if we do money, if we're working with the moon phases, then we would do that on a waxing, or I would, if it's the money, I would do it. I would write down like waxing. That would be the time that I would want to do it. I would want the moon in its waxing phase. So then the next thing I would do is plan it, because I do work with astrology in my workings and stuff. So I would do planetary energy. Well, for me, for money, like if it's like a long-term thing, like I'm just trying to bring wealth into my life, abundance into my life, I would use Jupiter. If I'm doing Mercury, I mean, if I'm doing like fast cash, so say I've got a bill or something happened and there's an emergency and I like need it right then, something like
Right.
that, then I would do Mercury. Do you use planets, and do y'all use planets?
Not no.
Well, I mean, there,
No.
some people don't. Some people,
Yeah.
dude, that's why I love asking, I like, cause I guess cause I'm nosy. And so I want to know what everybody does too.
Yeah.
I love
Right.
knowing how, which I mean, because we talk about this till we're blue in the face, but I just love
Right.
seeing how other people, practice. Like it's amazing to me. We're all witches, but we do things so different.
Yeah.
It's really
I
cool.
love it.
I do too. So I like using, planets. So that would be, for this, we're just going to say long term. So I would use Jupiter. Well, then I would pick a day, like what day is going to be best for this spell. Well, Jupiter rules on Thursday. So I'd be like, all right,
Right.
girl, I'll do it on Thursday. So then I would think, okay, well, what time? Like, what's going to be the best time for me to do this work? And so I would say, okay, I'm going to do it on Thursday. Jupiter's going to rule the first or 8th hour, or the 3rd or 10th hour. So it's the first or 8th hour after the sun rises. And then the 3rd or the 10th is after the sun sets. So then I would have to, calculate and figure out what that hour is going to be, that, first hour, or that 8th hour, or that 3rd hour, or that 10th, figure out and see, like on that Thursday, what I'm doing that day to see when I can even do this, and then I write that down. And then I write down, of course, herbs and crystals and essential oils,
Right.
powders, all of that kind of stuff, candle. And so for money, I would use a green candle. What color do you use for money? Like, would you use for money working?
For me, it's green candle.
Green?
I like the 7-day candles and like stab green. Yeah, and I buy those 7-day glass ones. And then
Uh-huh.
I like stab holes in, like put my money powders and herbs and stuff inside of them and oil and all, and then burn them, and I write on the outside and all that fun stuff.
That's cool. It depends on like what kind of money working I'm doing, So because
Mhm.
if it's something I need, like really quick, I'll do just like a regular chime candle, but I'll roll it in
Right.
what's it called? Lodestone oil. I'll roll it in lodestone
Yeah.
oil, and then I'll put my prosperity powder, like roll it in my prosperity powder, and then
Mhm.
I'll, burn it like that so it's like really quick. And then I normally light like some incense, like cinnamon and patchouli, something like that. But
Yeah.
what else is there? Oh, astrological symbols. Do y'all use astrological symbols? Like I like using those in my workings too, because some like if the moon isn't in the astrological sign that I want it to be in to draw that energy. So like let's say for money for this, I would use Taurus, but the moon might not be in Taurus that on that Thursday that I need to do what I'm doing.
Mhm.
So I would use the astrological sign, which is, the bull, and then I would like carve that into the candle, or just say like if something happened and I had to do this, working and it wasn't on a Thursday, it couldn't be all this stuff that I want. Then I could, carve in the candle, I could carve in Jupiter, I could carve
Mhm.
in I could carve runes in, I could carve sigils, any of those. I could carve Jupiter in it if Jupiter wasn't ruling that day. So, there's so many different ways that you can do it. Let's see. Ricky says yes for crystal charging. Shamar says I have too much going on in my head that I need to write ideas down as soon as they come to me. Otherwise, they are lost. I feel you. And Tasha said, "Ella." So let's does color play, a part in, like we were saying, like the moon plays a part. I know you use crystals,
Yeah.
herbs, So is there
Mhm.
anything that specifically plays a part in your, spells like that you do?
Definitely color.
Yeah, I
Definitely
like.
color and the words I write when I'm making everything and charging everything or dressing my candles, like I like to, as much as possible, have what I'm writing out rhyme.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I like the sound of it, and you know what I mean. It's more
uh-huh.
powerful.
Yep.
Everything flows together. The energy flows better. I feel like so.
Yeah,
The color does play a part.
yeah, that's really cool. I do that too. I like for my stuff to rhyme as well. And sometimes like it just depends. I don't write an incantation every time. Sometimes I will simply whisper over
Mm-hmm.
whatever I'm doing, what if it's a
Right.
money working, I will whisper
Yeah.
whatever I'm trying to manifest over it, or sometimes I might sing it, but a lot of times I do incantations because I love doing them. I like incantations. So I do use those
Mhm.
a lot. And then there are times, that sometimes I don't use anything at all except myself. Now I would say nine
Mhm.
times out of 10, I prefer to use my tools like this, and use all of these, which I know it sounds like a lot, it sounds like a lot of things like the planets, all this, but I've studied this stuff in school for so long now that it's quick. It doesn't really take me that long to,
Yeah.
write all of this down. And I don't know, I love incorporating this because even if I like the oils that I make, and this is another thing that it depends on, like if I'm using an oil that I've made or a tincture that I've made or salve or any of that. But if I've
Right.
already made some of this stuff, because certain plants, depending on what I'm using them for, what I'm doing, I harvest them at certain times. So some plants are
Mm.
harvested in the moon, some plants are harvested in the sun. But I also use
Right.
the planets and astrology as to when I harvest, when I make, when I strain, So it's got all of this in there, already. And so if I'm using that, then some of this stuff doesn't even matter, like it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
then whenever I so, okay, let me ask you this. So, all right, let's say that you do your spell, like you've done it. So, how do you get rid of your stuff? Do you get rid of your spell the same way? Or does it depend on what you're doing, or what? Does that even matter?
It all depends. I've burned stuff, buried stuff, threw stuff in deep water, fast moving water, But it
Mm-hmm.
all depends on what I feel I need to do. Like it's never like, oh, money spells get rid of remnants this way. It's always whatever, no matter what spell I'm doing, even if I have this the 10th time in like 10 years or so, whatever, like, I'll it could be different every time for the same spell. You know what I mean? Like it all depends what I feel like reading the spell and it's going. Like I'll sit and think about, what the spell I guess wants me to do with it when it's done. You know what I mean? Or what spirit
Mhm.
wants me to do to finish it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I do different too, depending
Explaining
on.
it.
Now, there are certain things that I do the same, like every time, like ones that I need off my
Mhm.
property, like ones that
Mhm.
when I bury them, like I would bury them all the time because there's certain workings, you know what I'm saying? And I would take them
Right.
off my property. I don't want them on my property. That's the same,
Yeah.
but that's about it though.
Right.
Everything else is
Mhm.
what my intuition is guiding me,
Right.
to do. And I do a lot of times too, it's whatever element I'm associating with, that working to, I would
Yeah.
like whatever element I'm going to call on for that particular working. So like, just say
Right.
this one, say if I called on earth, then I would bury it. But it changes depending on that, how I do it. And then if I'm thinking, oh, you know what, I'm going to go bury this. But after I do it and my intuition is like, oh no, you're not, this is what you're gonna do, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like, yes,
Right.
ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am. So
Like, okay.
I know.
It's weird. It all depends, All
Mm-hmm.
depends. I mean, there's
Yeah, it
some that
really
I
does.
have buried my property, and then there's others that you like. Nope, they got to
Mm-hmm.
be way away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Shamara too. I was going to say, like, it's really easy. I know a lot of people get kind of freaked out too when to think about creating, you know, a spell, like creating one from scratch. They get, like, where do I start? Where do I begin? And it's really a lot easier than you think, and like you might not want to do all these things that I do, and even if you don't, you might could even use some of them to think like maybe you want to do just say, okay, you were talking about insomnia other, so you want to do a spell for sleep, then you could kind of think of different things like it, what planetary energy is good, for that, or what astrological sign rules the part of the body that controls sleep, what herbs, are used for sleep, or what essential oils are used for sleep, and just like start thinking of that kind of stuff, and then write it down, and then
Yeah.
once you start getting everything wrote down, it'll all start coming together, and you can think, well, what, like you want to do a money spell, okay, well, what herbs are good for money? So I would sit and think, like I would go to my herbs and I sit and think like what do I associate with money? What scent makes me think of money, or what draws me to money? What plant when I touch has that vibration, that is the same vibration as what you feel with money? What emotion is invoked? That type of thing. And then just write them down. Like I would say money, just patchouli, basil, cinnamon, those are all good,
Mhm.
cloves, all of those, would be good. But I feel like it's really, I think people make it seem like it's a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll
Mhm.
hear people say too, like, you have to be really careful when you write your own spell. You have to be really careful, and you have to say things exact. Well, you do have to say things, exactly the way that you want it. But as long as you sit there and you think like, okay, how do I feel now without this? Okay. Or how am I going to feel when this takes place, like what emotion is that going to invoke? Like give it a color, give your feeling instead of giving it like, okay, happiness, I feel this way when I'm happy. Okay, instead give it a color, or give it a sound, so that way you're really thinking about it. And then see yourself like before it takes place, like how you are, like I said, envision it, feel it, give it a color, and then think about you doing this working, like the process of you doing the working, and then after, like all of this coming into fruition, how you feel then. So now what color's that energy? What color, what color do you associate with that feeling when you've already manifested, you've achieved what you wanted to manifest? And, then think about that and really, I mean, you really feel it, feel like use your heart more so than your mind when you get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like once you start when you start to do your work, and instead of just thinking, like feel that, feel it. And I think we can manifest so much quicker, if we feel. Like I think our mind gets in the way a lot of times of, our heart. And you need to, feel it. Like you can even breathe in through your heart, breathe in and out of your heart, and like really feel that all the way through. And like, I mean, see it. You want to see it taking place. Like, I don't care if you have to do something crazy like I do. I'm like brushing my shoulders off, all this stuff, just to get me in that, mindset. I see myself like strutting, like whenever it's done, I did what I needed to do. And I'm like, I know I'm good,
Well, something too to definitely tell people is like, when you do spell work, don't sit there when it's done and say, oh my God, when am I going to see it working? Oh my God, is it going to work? Oh my God, I hope this works. Oh my, you cannot sit there and fret and like stress over the spell work. It's like putting shit in the crack pot, you set it and forget it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be that way with your spell work. Like don't dwell on it. Don't stress on it. Don't wonder, oh my God, is it working? Or, oh, how am I going to see this working? Like, am I going to start seeing money or whatever? You know what I mean? You can't do that, or it just ruins everything.
Yes,
like
because
your spell won't work.
That's right. It won't, because I had a working that I did for a friend, and
yes,
it was every day.
Ugh.
And you know what? She just finished out because she would not, like, she thought about it all the time. And and I told her from the get-go, you cannot, when I do it, it's done. Don't, it's like you walk away, you don't turn around, you don't look back behind you, you just keep going. But nope, every single day, every day, she would say something every day, and yeah, as soon as it's done, like, that you have the power to make this shit happen. Like if it is what the universe, like you need this in your life right now, you need this to take place, you need to manipulate that energy and get shit done, well then it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to believe in yourself and know that you are going to manifest this without a shadow of a doubt. Do not doubt yourself. Do not question yourself. It's done. Do what?
And be confident.
That's right. That's what I was talking about. Like brush your shoulders off. You know what? It don't matter. Whatever you got to do, because I do all kind of crazy stuff. I'm all about about doing crazy. Let's see. Shamara said, this is so helpful. I'm going to have to bite the bullet and give it a try. Yes, girlfriend. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so Ricky says, sometimes try meditating before making your own spell if you're nervous. Yes, Ricky, that I always meditate before. And I also, like me and Nightshade were just talking about this early, this breathing technique. It's a meditation, but I've started using it in my workings because your energy, oh my gosh, it is crazy through the roof. Like after you do your meditation and you come out of it, and you're back in your physical body. Oh my goodness. Your energy is it is buzzing. But I definitely agree with that. And always like center and ground, always center and ground before
Yes.
You do. Let's see. Ricky says, then things just fall into place. Tasha said, very true. Shamar says, I can see you strutting now. LOL. Yes, you know I do crazy stuff. Um, let's see. Ricky said that was the hardest thing for her was learning to just let it go. Yeah, I think that was really hard for me too. I think that's probably hard for a lot of witches. Just the letting go part, because especially when you first, like, you want to see that. I know I've seen something earlier where Ricky said that she's been practicing for a long time. I'm trying to find it. Okay, she says, I'm so glad to you both. You're so knowledgeable about this. I'm an old witch, so this is very refreshing. Your energies are beautiful. Thank you so much, Ricky.
Oh, thank you.
I know. Isn't that so sweet?
That is. Oh, my ears like itching.
That is so sweet. Oh, somebody's
Where
talking
it's
about
like my hair, like it's, like your hair will be like poking in your ear, and it drives you nuts.
Let's see. Tasha said yes.
Static.
Do what?
I said it's probably all the damn static with this stupid time of year. I hate this time of year. I'm like the cold. Fuck it.
Static is always bad this time of year. So I was thinking too, like, if y'all wanted to, I wanted to ask y'all. That's why I waited so y'all would be on here live when we would do this. I was wondering what y'all thought about, like, how we were talking about the moon phases and like planetary energy and like the astrological signs and stuff. If y'all are interested in learning any of that, or even because I think that would be good to go through next. So we're just talking about spell work, and then we could break it down to talk about the next, key components like that, like all the correspondences that can help with your workings, if y'all are interested in that. I mean, I know most everybody is interested in like the moon phases,
That's like basic.
Huh?
The basic is like, ooh, hello, the moon phases. I just turned the light off. Like, hello,
oh my
I'm
goodness.
back. Sorry. Yeah, the basics like
you look dark like me now.
It was like gone. That was funny.
Ricky said astrology, and Tasha said yes, she's on board. All right, that's cool. And I thought too we could go over, because everybody loved when we do herbs and crystals, and that kind of stuff. We can do some more, into that if y'all are interested in all that, and like the elements and all that jazz.
Let us know what you want to do,
Yeah. For sure. Because I love doing these live streams. They're so fun. Like, I love talking to y'all guys. I like knowing, like I said, I'm nosy. I like knowing what everybody does. Hey, let me show y'all what I found today.
I love it.
And it's so pretty. I think it froze. Oh, and look, let me show you these two.
Ooh. Damn, look at that big Mama Jamma.
I know, isn't it big? I found this today. I was cleaning the park. I found that one, and then I found this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're really pretty. Awesome. And I found this stick.
Ooh, it's pretty.
It's cypress.
I love cypress.
Do you?
It's pretty. I do.
That's great, because I thought this would be so cool, like a cypress wand. So, Now I know, because I have a cypress wand already. Yeah, and look, that's a cypress ball. Look how big that is.
That's cool.
Yeah, Tasha, I picked you up some of these too to put in your package and seeing. I'm gonna You can bust these open. Oh, they smell so good. But anyway, they have like a
Oh, I
sap
bet.
inside, and you can bust it open, and
Mm,
then you can burn it, like dry it out like resin and burn it.
mm, that
Mm.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, you want some too? You want me to get you some too? Girl, I got so many treats. It's
Yeah,
the bald cypress too.
I
I
wish
like
I
them.
could smell it right now.
I know. Smell of
Hold
vision.
it
Hold
up. Maybe I can.
on.
I look like I'm trying to kiss somebody. Like, that's funny. Should we? Does
All
anybody
right,
have any
let's
questions? I
see.
mean, what else we can talk about with the spell work? I think we covered like everything really, like
Yeah,
basic
because
anyway.
yeah, I think so too. Because there really was not that much, to actually go over. My main thing was letting you guys know. I mean, especially because I know some of you guys are new, to witchcraft in general. So my main thing was letting you guys know that you can do it. Like you are
Yes.
good. There's goddess within you, and you can create this spell. You can manifest like a boss. And I just want you to feel
Yeah.
like the empowerment of creating your own spell, and I want y'all to know you can do
Mm,
it. And I want to, explain like how easy it is, that you can use anything that you are connected with. Like you don't have to use any of this stuff that I do. If you say, you know what, I want to do this spell on this, tomorrow or right this minute and do it, then that's what you do. And I want you to realize that you can, you don't need anything but yourself. You can use anything, that you want to, or you can just use yourself. You can do it anytime, or you can schedule it. Like it can be as simple as you want it to be, or it can be as massive as you want it to be. Now, I think my spells are super simple. I mean, I know it has like a lot of correspondences and stuff, but that's mainly like when I'm gonna do it, like. But as far as just this elaborate, like I do all this long drawn out stuff, no, I don't. I might just do some belly dancing or something, and like my last dance, like it sends it out, like when I finish, like that's it. There's no telling. And then I might run around the yard screaming, it depends. But
yeah.
that was my main point. And just when you create your spell, do from beginning to end, like dispose of it however you see fit. But do it. If you do a working and nothing's manifested, so like give it at least a moon phase, give it at least a month's time. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. Maybe you need to tweak it a little bit. If you did a love spell, say on Monday, it didn't work. Maybe you want to try it on Friday, or maybe you want to use, a planetary glyph on it, to help. Or maybe you want to use an oil, or, a plant, like a different plant. But it's okay that it doesn't work. Just tweak it, do little things differently, try it again, and keep up with all your changes. Make sure you write it down, so you do know if you used peppermint and it didn't work, and then you use cloves and that worked. You want to make sure that you write it down, follow through, and think it through. Like I mean, think it through. But then after you think it through, as far as like this stage, the planning process, like think that through. But then when you're getting into the spell, phase, use your heart, use your intuition, and let your heart guide you, let your emotions guide you, and you're not going to go wrong, as long as you're feeling it all the way through. Because that's your emotions are so connected with energy. It can raise your vibrations through the roof, or it can plummet them. So that's why I say
Yeah.
really, work with your emotions, like feel it all the way through from beginning to end. And you're already creating just that thought. You're moving energy. Just that thought is moving energy already. So you're already, that's taking place just before you even start your spell. You're thinking about it, and you're thinking it all the way through, and you're already, it's already beginning. So that was my main,
Yeah.
gist, was that, yeah, just it's simple. It's simple stuff. Just think it through and all that great stuff. Let's see. I need to talk to you. Okay. Um, hold on. Let's see. I need to create me a self-love spell. Yes, Shamara, you do, girlfriend, because that's where it all starts with loving yourself, honey child. Because I love myself.
Definitely.
I do. I really think that it does, but that's the beautiful thing of witchcraft, because you really do learn to nurture and love yourself,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Ricky said, oh no, that's Tasha. Tasha says, Ricky, she has helped me so much with self-love. That's good. I am so glad if I had to beat it in your head, huh? I'm just playing. Ricky says, I'm so sorry, ladies. I have to go. My grandson is calling me. He had a bad dream. Oh, I'll watch the replay. We're fixing to go to Ricky, though. We're fixing to go to love.
Yeah.
Love to you all. And lots of love to you too, Ricky. And I hope you have a beautiful night and kiss that sweet baby kisses. Bad nightmares away.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, we'll see you probably in a few weeks or so. And then Shamar said, so do you have anything else that you want to put in? Do you got to work tomorrow?
No, but I have to go help my brother out in the morning.
Do you?
Help them out a couple hours, yeah. And then I will be I'll help my nephew Monday.
It's almost midnight your time.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's 11:44.
Woo.
Yeah, it's 11:44. All right, well, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to, get together and plan when we can, do another one. If you want to do one, the next one, and we'll let y'all know, too. I'm not for sure, like it's so crazy around here, but I will be back in
a few
weeks or so. So, oh my gosh, Shamar said it's almost 1:00 there. Oh my gosh, love. Make sure that you email me too, Shamar, on my Wyld Wytch email address. I'll put it down below for you because I don't have your email address now because since my other email address got hijacked. So make sure you send me your email address to my Wyld Wytch one.
Those bastards got your email.
Huh? I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Oh, I said those bastards got your email.
Oh, yeah. Craziness. All right. Well, did you say you had anything to add or no?
Huh?
Did you say you had anything to say or no?
No, I think we covered it all.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else. Am I cutting out?
Yeah, yeah, you're cutting out. I'm like, keep listening because it's like, look when I do that. Ain't that big? Look, I can close my nose. Watch. That's some big old lips. That's so funny. All right, ladies. Well, I guess we are going to jump off of here and we will see you next time. If you have any questions or comments or anything, make sure you leave them down below and we will continuously check them. So until next time, I hope that you all fly high, witches. Peace, homies.
Bye.